Have you ever had that feeling, that there's some deep truth just sitting there, something ancient that could just click and change everything?
Oh, absolutely. That search for the big aha moment.
Yeah, I know I've spent ages looking for that one insight. And today, we're diving into a text that, well, it kind of promises exactly that.
Welcome to the deep dive. This is where we take the sources you give us, could be articles, research, notes, anything really, and we pull out the absolute key bits of knowledge.
Our mission today is to slice through the usual noise, give you a shortcut to getting properly informed on something that might look a bit heavy at first glance.
But it's absolutely packed with those aha moments we were just talking about.
Exactly. Today we're taking a deep dive into the Ashtavakra Gita. It's an ancient spiritual document, one that's fascinated people for, well, centuries.
And we're specifically looking at a translation by Bart Marshall. He's got this really interesting backstory.
Right, he talks about finding this text after decades, literally decades, of searching.
Yeah, it all started for him after this incredibly intense experience he had in Vietnam when he was just 21. He described being blown into, what was it? A clear and brilliant blackness.
Wow.
And for 37 years, that little glimpse of infinite emptiness, as he put it, kept him looking. And then, boom, he finds the Ashtavakra Gita.
And he was just astonished by it, wasn't he? Called it all that needed to be said, all in this one pretty concise book.
Yeah.
So why should you care about this ancient, maybe kind of obscure text? Well, the translator makes this incredibly bold claim. He says, the mere reading or repeated reading of it can be enough to send a right mind reeling into truth.
That's huge, isn't it? It's not just saying read this and learn something. It's saying read this and you might just get it instantly.
Exactly. So this deep dive is all about unpacking what that really means, why this text is seen as so pure, so powerful, and just relentlessly focused on self-realization.
Okay, before we jump right in, maybe we should quickly cover some of the key words, the core vocabulary it uses, and it'll help us navigate.
Good idea.
So when the text talks about what is, like reality with a capital R, you'll hear words like self, awareness, God, absolute, consciousness, knowledge, witness.
Bliss, unity, truth.
Right. They're often used almost interchangeably, all pointing towards that ultimate unchanging reality.
Okay. And then there's the flip side, the manifest world. This is described as illusion, Maya.
Yeah, that's basically everything else. The universe, the world, creation, anything we perceive through our mind and senses, anything that seems separate.
Got it. And the third category.
The realized person, someone who's actually achieved this understanding. They're called a sage, a yogi, a liberated one, a wise one.
People who've seen through the illusion, basically.
Precisely. They know their true nature directly.
Okay, so the text itself, it's set up as a dialogue, right, between this sage, Ashtavakra, and a king Janaka.
It is. And what's really wild is how fast it shifts. It starts looking like a typical guru-student thing.
But then Janaka just gets it.
Yeah.
Really quickly. And the translator calls it a guru-guru dialogue. It's like they're both speaking from that realized place.
Yeah, it's quite unique in that way. It's like watching realization happen in real time.
Okay, let's get into it then. It kicks off with King Janaka asking this incredibly simple, direct question. Chapter 1, verse 1.
Yeah, he just lays it out there. Master, how is knowledge to be achieved, detachment acquired, liberation attained?
I mean, talk about it getting straight to the point. It's the fundamental quest, isn't it? What drives so many people.
Absolutely. And Ashtavakra's answer, well, it's not what you might expect. It's pretty unconventional right from the start.
How so?
He tells Janaka to shun the senses like poison, avoid them, and instead cultivate things like forgiveness, sincerity, kindness, simplicity, truth.
So it's not about adding more practices necessarily, but about this deep internal shift.
Exactly. A radical change in perspective right away, and he cuts straight to identity. Verse 1.3. You are not earth, water, fire, or air, nor are you empty space.
Okay, so what are you then?
Liberation is to know yourself as awareness alone, the witness of these. That's the core. You're the awareness watching the elements, not the elements themselves.
Wow. And he says, abide in awareness with no illusion of person. You will be instantly free and at peace. Instantly.
Instantly. No waiting. He says you have no caste or duties. You're invisible, unattached, formless, just the witness of all things.
That just blows apart our usual sense of self, doesn't it? That feeling of being this separate individual doing things.
Completely. And it tackles that doer idea head on. Verse 1.8. The thought, I am the doer, is the bite of a poisonous snake.
Ouch. So what's the antidote?
To know I do nothing is the wisdom of faith. It flips everything. It suggests agency itself is the illusion.
And the power of just understanding this. He says it's revolutionary.
Totally. Verse 1.9, a single understanding, I am the one awareness, consumes all suffering in the fire of an instant.
A single understanding. Not years of practice, not rituals, just seeing it. It implies suffering isn't real. It's just tied to this mistaken identity.
Precisely. If you think you're the limited person, you suffer with that person. If you realize your unbounded awareness, what's left to suffer, it's tied to the illusion.
He even calls the universe a mirage, right? Like a snake seen in a rope.
Yeah. Verse 1.10, you are unbounded awareness bliss, supreme bliss, in which the universe appears like the mirage of a snake in a rope. The illusion seems real, feels real.
But it's just a trick of perception, not the underlying reality.
Exactly. Which leads to that powerful idea in 1.11. If you think you are bound, you are bound. If you think you are free, you are free. Your reality follows your core belief about yourself.
Okay, but then comes maybe the most surprising bit for many spiritual seekers. Verse 1.15.
Ah, yes. The big one. The practice of meditation keeps one in bondage.
Right. That must make a lot of people pause. It challenges so much conventional spiritual wisdom.
It really does. It forces you to ask, what's the point of the practice? Is it reinforcing the me who is practicing? The underlying idea seems to be, as he says in 1.13, that which has form is not real. Only the formless is permanent.
Like the images in a mirror versus the mirror itself?
Perfect analogy. Or space inside and outside a jar. Space is everywhere, not confined by the jar. Awareness isn't confined by the body or the mind. It's the space everything appears in.
Okay, so Ashtavakra lays out this incredibly direct, maybe even stark teaching. And then what happens next is just, wow.
Yeah, Janaka's response isn't gradual struggle. It's immediate. He just gets it. Chapter 2, verse 1, he says, I am now spotless and at peace awareness beyond consciousness. All this time I have been duped by illusion.
Just like that. He describes himself as everything or nothing. And then that really interesting line in 2.7.
Not seeing self, the world is materialized. Seeing self, the world is vanished.
Okay, the world is vanished. Let's unpack that. It sounds like the world physically disappears, but that's not quite it, is it?
No, not literally. It's not like puff, gone. It's more that the illusion of its separate solid reality vanishes. You see it for what it is, an appearance and awareness.
Like the waves aren't different from the water, or the threads make up the cloth.
Exactly those analogies he uses. Verses 2.4 and 2.5. The universe appears within him, within awareness, but it doesn't fundamentally change or touch that awareness.
And then he seems filled with this incredible joy, this wonder. Verses 2.11 to 2.14, variations on, I am wonderful indeed, beyond adoration. I bow to nothing.
It's this sense of being utterly untouched, complete, whole. A kind of innocent delight in this new perspective.
He says the misery came from seeing one as many. Verse 2.16. The only cure is to realize what is seen is not there. I am one aware, blissful, immaculate.
It's the perception of separation that causes the pain, and he uses that great analogy of the ocean.
Right, the mind is like wind, stirring up waves, which are the world.
In the limitless ocean of myself, the winds of the mind roil the myriad waves of the world, 2.23. But when the wind, the mind's activity settles.
The arc of personhood is swallowed up, along with the universe it carries.
And then this beautiful acceptance in 2.25. And how wonderful it is, in the limitless ocean of myself, waves of beings arise, collide, play for a time, then disappear, as is their nature. It's just the natural play of awareness.
Okay, so Janaka is clearly in this state of profound realization, expressing it beautifully. But Ashtavakra doesn't just say, great job done. He actually starts to test him.
Yeah, this is where it gets really interesting. Ashtavakra pivots. He starts asking these probing questions, like in chapter 3. Having realized yourself as one, why do you desire wealth?
3.1.
Or, how can you remain a slave to lust? 3.4. And strange that this sense of ownership should continue. 3.5.
He even asks, why yet fear the dissolution of the body? 3.8. It's not like he's doubting Janaka, I think. It's more like he's pushing him to fully integrate it. Is this just an idea, or is it lived reality?
It's like quality control for enlightenment. He's checking for consistency. Does the lived experience match the realization?
Exactly. And then Ashtavakra spells out the marks of a truly liberated sage, someone who is unaffected by praise or torment, has no fear of death, because they see the universe as illusion.
As content, desireless even in disappointment. 3.12. Indifferent to preferences, feeling neither pleasure nor pain as events pass through. 3.13, 3.14.
So how does Janaka respond to this testing?
He comes back strong in chapter 4. He describes the freedom of the realized being. He says the yogi plays the game of life, totally different from the bewildered burdened beasts, meaning ordinary, identified people. 4.1.
He says they're not touched by good or bad deeds, like space isn't touched by smoke. 4.3.
Right. And he asks that great rhetorical question, who can prevent the great soul who knows the universe as self from living life as it comes? 4.4.
It's a declaration of freedom within the world, not necessarily from it.
Precisely. He says the one who knows himself as one with no other, the Lord of the universe, acts as he knows and is never afraid. 4.6.
Then Ashtavakra brings up this idea of dissolution in chapter 5. What's that about?
He advises Janaka to let the mind's complexity go, know the peace of dissolution. 5.1. He repeats the analogies universe like foam on the sea or the imagined snake in the rope. 5.2 to 5.3.
So it's about letting go of the mental constructs, seeing the illusion dissolve because it was never really solid.
I think that's it. It was never really there to begin with in an ultimate sense. And Janaka shows he gets this in chapter 6. It's like his I know that already moment.
Right, he says, because he's realized there's no need to renounce, accept, or destroy.
Yeah.
6.1 to 6.4.
Yeah. And he uses those brilliant analogies. I am infinite space. The universe is a jar. 6.1.
I am a shoreless ocean. The universe makes waves. 6.2.
I am mother of pearl. The universe is the illusion of silver. 6.3. The jar, the waves, the silver, they appear in him, but they don't define him.
Okay, so the illusion is seen through. Then in chapter 8, they talk about bondage and liberation directly.
Yeah, Ashtavakra makes it really simple. Bondage is just the mind's reactions. When the mind desires or grieves things, accepts or rejects things, is pleased or displeased by things, this is bondage. 8.1.
So liberation is?
Just the absence of those reactions. 8.2 to 8.3. Not needing to control the thoughts, just seeing they don't touch who you really are.
And then the absolute core of it in 8.4.
When there is no I, there is only liberation. When I appears, bondage appears with it. The sense of a separate self, the I, is the bondage.
Which leads straight into chapter 10, talking about desire.
Yep. Desire is called the enemy. 10.1. Plain and simple. Where there is desire, there is the world. 10.3. The world, the illusion, is propped up by our desires.
It's seen as just a passing show, a dream lasting 3 to 5 days. 10.2.
And Ashtavakra hits hard with that question at the end of the chapter, doesn't he?
Oh yeah. Verse 10.8. For how many lifetimes have you done hard and painful labor with body, mind, and speech? It is time to stop.
It's such a direct challenge to our constant striving, isn't it? Suggesting all that effort is actually the problem, not the solution.
So true. Okay, as the conversation goes on, Janaka keeps describing his state, right? This unshakable peace.
He does. In chapter 12, he talks about abiding in the self. He's moved beyond being bothered by action, speech, thought. He's not drawn to the senses.
He says nothing to reject, nothing to accept, no joy, no sorrow, 12.4. He's just present, done with the mental effort of trying to manage experience.
Then chapter 13 is literally called happiness. He says, the tranquil state of knowing self alone is rare. 13.1. He's not chasing happiness through practices anymore.
Right. He says, realizing that nothing is done, I do what comes and am happy. 13.3. Action happens, but it's effortless, free from the doer.
And chapter 14, tranquility. Someone whose interest in the world is exhausted is in reality awake, even if they look asleep. 14.1. Beyond normal states.
When desire fades, what's the point of wealth, friends, senses, even scripture? They lose their hold. 14.2.
Ashtavakra then gives more direct pointers in chapter 15. He makes this interesting distinction about intuition versus intellect.
Ah, yes. A man of open intuition may realize the self upon hearing a casual instruction, while a man of cluttered intellect inquires bewildered for a lifetime. 15.1.
It suggests it's about receptivity, not just gathering information.
And the simple truth again. Aversion to the world's offerings is liberation. Attraction is the suffering of bondage. 15.2. Sounds easy, but living it, that's the challenge.
Totally. And he issues that warning. This knowledge of truth turns an eloquent, wise, and active man mute, empty, and inert. Lovers of the world, therefore, shun it. 15.3. It's not for ego reinforcement.
He just keeps hammering home the core identity. You are not the body. You are awareness only, the timeless witness. You are free. Go in happiness. 15.4.
Brings back the ocean analogy, too. You are that in which the universe appears like waves. You are consciousness itself. No need to worry. 15.7. Simply, you are the ocean. 15.11.
In that fundamental point, ignorance alone creates the universe. 15.8 West. It's our not knowing that projects the world we experience.
Which leads perfectly into chapter 16 about the futility of effort. Ashtavakra is blunt. You can recite and discuss scripture all you want, but until you drop everything, you will never know truth. 16.1.
Stop trying so hard. And that almost darkly funny line, everyone is miserable because they exert constant effort, but no one understands this. 16.3.
It's like we're all running on a hamster wheel and the Gita's saying, just step off. The rare master idler is happy. 16.4.
And that knockout punch, until you know nothing, you will never know self. 16.11. Let go of it all.
Then chapter 17 paints this picture of the true knower. They're content, purified of attachments, and at home in solitude. 17.1. Never miserable because the whole universe is filled with himself alone. 17.2. No other to cause problems.
It says, rare in the world is one who does not relish past enjoyments, nor yearn for enjoyments to come. 17.4.
Just present.
Even rarer, someone who desires neither enjoyment nor liberation. 17.5. They're just content with whatever comes his way. 17.7.
They're neither asleep nor awake. Everywhere there is only this. 17.10. Beyond all those dualities.
Seeing no difference between happiness and misery, man and woman, adversity and success. Everything is seen to be the same. 17.15. They've transcended his role as a person. 17.1 Sam. Their mind is empty, no longer projecting illusions. This state is indescribable. 17.2.
Which brings us towards the end, chapter 18. Ashtavakra gives this cascade of 100 verses of what he calls pure non-duality.
And non-duality, just quickly, means not two, right? No fundamental split between you and the universe, observer and observed. It's all one thing.
Exactly. So these verses hammer that home. The world is a dream, 18.1, 18.4. The self is absolute, effortless, timeless, immaculate, and right here at no distance from you.
18.5.
The sage lives as a child, seeing everything as imagination. 18.7, 18.64. Free from adult seriousness and constructs.
And that brilliant line about trying to control the mind. The fool tries to control the mind with the mind what folly. The wise one delights in self alone. There's no mind to master. It's not you.
Right. The sage does nothing, even when acting. It's just the body doing things, not by I, pure self. 18.25, 18.29. The sense of personal agency is gone.
And that mind bender. Consciousness is void. 18.80 are. Not empty like nothing, but empty like. Limitless potential. Unconditioned.
That's how I read it. Pure potential before any form. And this wise one, they don't judge. Neither praises peace nor blames the wicked. Equally content in happiness and misery, he would not change a thing. 18.82.
Lives without hope. No attachment to family. Pleasure means nothing. 18.84. Doubts gone. Truly blessed. 18.87.
Their state never varies. They might seem to think but have no thoughts. Appear as a person but aren't.
18.94. 18.9.
They're just beyond labels. Neither happy nor miserable, neither detached nor attached, neither liberated nor seeking liberation. He is neither this nor that. 18.96.
And all this leads to Janaka's final words, his final state in chapter 19. He says, with the tongs of truth, I have plucked the thorn of thinking from the innermost cave of my heart. 19.1.
The pain of thinking itself is gone. Wow.
And then he lists everything that's just absent for him now. Meditation, pleasure, duality, unity, past, future, space, self, not self, good, evil. Even waking, sleeping, dreaming. Fear, distance, life, death, world, relationships, distraction, stillness. All those concepts have dissolved.
His refrain is just, I abide in the glory of self. 19.2 to 19.7. And he concludes, basically, there's nothing left to talk about. Yoga, truth, life goals, irrelevant. I rest in self alone. 19.8.
The conversation itself becomes pointless when there's only one.
Exactly. And chapter 20 is the final expression of this. Janaka asks these rhetorical questions, making these powerful final statements of dissolution.
My nature is transparent clearness. 20.1. I am empty of two-ness. 20.2.
Self has no attributes. 20.3. There's only one. 20.4.
No person here. 20.5. My nature is unity. 20.6. I am pure awareness. 20.8, 20.1, I am stillness, 20.9. These aren't ideas, they're his reality.
The final claims, I am timeless, indivisible, I am self alone, 20.1, I am boundless, absolute, 20.13.
And the very last line of the text from Janaka, nothing emanates from me, no more can be said, 20.4.
And Ashtavakra just smiles, nods, silence. Yeah, the ultimate confirmation. What a journey, eh? From that first simple question,
how do I get liberated?
Right, to the state of complete dissolution of concepts, total realization.
So just to wrap up, the Ashtavakra Gita, it's really not about self-help tips or following rules. It's aiming for a fundamental shift in how you see everything.
Yeah, it's about knowing who you really are, this background awareness, not the limited person you usually think you are. It's incredibly direct, cuts through everything.
So thinking about today, with all the information overload, the constant pressure to be more, do more, how does this ancient wisdom land? What does being desireless even look like now?
That's the big question, isn't it? When everything around us is designed to spark desire.
And that core idea, if all our effort is what keeps us miserable, and if knowing nothing is the path, what would it actually mean to live without striving? How does that fit with achievement, success, even meaning? What else might we see if that whole illusion just evaporated?
Just awareness left. It's a profound thought to sit with.